start with who will be CONCACAF's leading scorer. Options: Christian Pulisic, Folarin Balogun, Raúl Jiménez, Weston McKennie, who scored a lot for Juventus this year, Jonathan David, maybe not as in good form as in recent years, Ricardo Pepi, and yes, Santi Jimenez still there. Let's go to our goal scorer, Hércules Gómez.
All right, so in all-time World Cup goals scored, the leader is Landon Donovan for CONCACAF with 5. So it goes to show you that he played 3 World Cups. Majority of the times, these goal scorers are 2, maybe 3 max. I'm looking for a player who's got something to prove. I'm looking for a player who's going to be involved always, in or around the box, finishing off plays, but also takes set pieces and penalty kicks and has somewhat of an accessible group. I think that's going to be Jonathan David. Jonathan David at Juventus didn't have himself a good season. That's a reality. Jonathan David is a good 9. That's another reality. Jesse Marsch and this team have the potential to surprise, and there's also a weak link in that group. There's an ugly duckling, and that ugly duckling is Julian Lopetegui's Qatar.
Yeah.
That's the game they have to win, and that's the game he's going to get his goals.
Yeah, win and score big. Janusz.
Folarin Balogun. I have to think about that. Yes, Christian Pulisic, obviously, maybe not the greatest of seasons so far, but he always plays well for the national team. We saw that against Senegal, but we also saw another goal from Balogun against Senegal. When I think Paraguay, when I think Australia, 2 low-lying defenses, right? Somebody's going to break them. Yes, Balogun sometimes likes his space, but we saw against Senegal that in that traffic, he's very, very much capable. And as I've said, 9 goals in 26 games for United States so far. That's pretty good. Had a very, very good season for Monaco. If I remember, 19 goals in all competition this season. I think he's in tremendous form. He's being pushed by Pulisic, by Ricardo Pepi, who's been scoring for PSV, and also Haji Wright, who at Coventry, who are going to the Premier League right now, had a wonderful season, scoring so many goals as well. But I think Balogun will take that pressure on. He's going to be the starting player in the first game against Paraguay at that number 9, and I think he'll score. If he does, I think that momentum and confidence is going to go forward. I hope, at least.
One of the final things you said actually led me to pick Christian Pulisic, because I believe that Balogun, Haji Wright, Ricardo Pepi are going to be splitting minutes. Christian Pulisic is going to play 90 minutes every game. He will take the penalty kicks for the U.S. men's national team. Every once in a while, he takes free kicks as well, although he's not necessarily Roberto Carlos at this point or even David Beckham. But I think the game against Senegal reboosted his confidence with the national team. And that is massive leading up to the World Cup. He is the leader of this squad. And the best opportunity that the U.S. has to move far in the World Cup has to do with the quality of Christian Pulisic. I am confident that he will have a great World Cup, and I think he will score a lot for the team.
No Raúl Jiménez for you?
No Raúl Jiménez for me.
Wow.
All right, let's move on to our next prediction. Who will win the Golden Boot at the 2026 World Cup? We have a lot of options, really good options, including Hurricane, Erling Haaland, Mikel Oyarzabal, who, by the way, is not certain he will be fit for the first game, and of course, Kylian Mbappé, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Vini Jr., Lautaro Martinez, and Lionel Messi. Herc, you go first.
Yeah, this one is fairly easy for me. There's one player who sits on the brink of history this World Cup. He's already got 12 World Cup goals to his name, had 8 last World Cup, 3 in the World Cup final, and he's 4 away from Miroslav Klose's World Cup record. That is Kylian Mbappé. Yeah, it's a fairly easy one here because of the group, because I think he's going to go out in front, because he's the leader, because he has something to prove, because he's coming off of the abysmal season with the Real Madrid, where France is his everything. I'm all in on Kylian and what he's going to do in this World Cup. This is an easy one for me.
I mean, you have to put both things together. Great individual performances, but also a team that goes far.
Very true.
And it'll make a lot more sense when you see other categories in this as well, because they sort of go hand in hand. You know, Heck, you're right. I mean, hat-trick in the World Cup final. I've picked him because I felt bad for him, because he said that he's 4th choice at Real Madrid. So I said, you got to pick him, right? But I mean, he's the man, obviously. that I think individually can score. He's got the team.
Candidates in this World Cup too. Then
He's got a team around him that can do it. If you believe that France have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because of what happens against Argentina in the final in Qatar, where he was absolutely outstanding, I think he is the man. So you're quite right. It was easy.
So you want to do it? You want me to do it? You can do it yourself.
I can do it.
Like the previous one?
Look at that.
There you go. I'm going to emphasize what you just said.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Comparing the supporting cast for Kylian Mbappé, what he had in 2018, he was 18 years old. What he had around 2022, this is probably the best squad that he's going to have around him. Now, does that maybe mean that the goals are going to be split among other players? Could also be the case. But I feel like playing alongside someone like Ryan Cherki,
yes,
Olise, Desiree Doué, current Golden Glove,
Dembele.
Golden Ballon d'Or winner Dembele.
Sí.
This is the go-to guy for France. They're going to make it far.
And just so we're not just doing it on Kylian, but just think about the field for a second. I mean, Messi in Argentina, everybody's kind of waiting to see if they can disappoint. It's very difficult to repeat. Let's see if they go far. Vinny Jr. and Rafinha have never really been proven. Lamine Yamal is going to be injured for the first game. Let's see what his health is going to be. Cristiano Ronaldo, that's a wild card. You already mentioned Spain. Well, Erling Haaland and Harry Kane. Who knows what they're going to be like in this summer?
I would just feel more comfortable if I had a chance to chat with Didier Deschamps, who's going to be taking the penalties, Ousmane Dembele or Mbappé. I think it's Mbappé,
I think we know the answer.
but that is going to affect a little bit of that we're talking about.
Mbappe's going to let that happen.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next category. All right, next up, who will win 2026 World Cup Golden Ball? Who will be the best player in the upcoming World Cup? Some options that we have already spoken about, some players, goal scorers like Kane, Haaland, Mbappé, Ronaldo, Lamine Yamal. We're going to include some playmakers as well, like Florian Wirtz, Vitinha, Dembele. Herc, who you got?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the tournament, whenever he was still healthy, I had this man, Lamine Yamal. He's going to be the best player in this tournament. He's going to be the guy that everybody is talking about. He's going to be the guy that you said, oh my goodness, I'm seeing this in real time. How lucky am I? But then he got injured. And we don't know what his health is going to be like. We don't know if he'll be available for the second game, third game, and what he will be like when he gets on the field. So you've already mentioned you've got to be, one, good individually, and two, your team's got to go far. I'm still on the French train. I'm with Kylian Mbappé. I think this man's going to be on a mission. You get the goals.
My goodness.
You get the goals. You're 90% there. He's going to have the goals. This is going to be very easy.
This feels like a deja vu. I mean, I hope it's not going to be boring. We're going to make it exciting because, again, I'm going to right away go here with you. Yes, Yamal would have been a strong choice. For some reason, I don't know why, Leo Messi, something tells me that he's going to do something special here, and who knows? It may very well happen for Leo Messi. Economy of play, the way he plays. If Argentina does well, he's going to have an incredible impact. But, logic tells me that if you're going to be the best goal scorer in a tournament, chances are you're also going to be the best player.
Yeah.
I mean, it usually happens that way. I'm not saying it has to be that way, but if, again, you see performance even close to that, what we saw in Qatar, and the number of goals scored by Kylian Mbappé, I think we're going to see, that little bit of selfishness in terms of scoring goals, and in the end, a player that can certainly carry the entire team. And you've mentioned, rightfully so, everybody around him is going to help him with that. But I do believe there's a massive chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to remember what happened in Qatar. He's going to want to make it right. He's going to want to make it right because of what happened at Real Madrid, or did not happen, although he's been scoring goals left and right. So I'm betting my house, as you can tell, on this one.
Well, you wanted to make this a little more interesting, not boring. I'm going to help you out with that. I'm not going to pick Kylian Mbappé. I do believe that one of the most underrated players on the planet the last couple of years belongs to a country that I think will make it very, very far in this World Cup. Nobody speaks a lot about him, but those who know ball understand that Vitinha has been one of the greatest players in the last 2 years. Certainly had the credentials to win the Ballon d'Or last year instead of Ousmane Dembélé. And certainly, after what he did for Paris Saint-Germain in this Champions League run, winning it back-to-back, he was the best player on the field. When Portugal beat Spain in the most recent UEFA Nations League, he should have won the award. In the end, it went to Bernardo Silva, and we've all seen the clip of Cristiano Ronaldo not liking that decision. Well, he's not going to like it either this year. I feel like Vitinha has what it takes to control tempo, Vindi, as they call it in Italian, tuttocampista, the regisseur, if you will, for one team that will make it far. I believe Vitinha finally is going to have his moment, and he will win World Cup Golden Ball as the best player in the World Cup. Next up, who will be the biggest surprise in the World Cup? Every World Cup we have one team that makes it far that nobody thought they could make it that far. Sometimes there are a lot of, questionable decisions like South Korea did in 2002.
Oh, good run.
But
Turkey
as well. 20 years later, Morocco. Morocco was a big surprise in Qatar in 2022. Who will be that squad for this World Cup? We have options: Japan, the US, Colombia, Switzerland, Ivory Coast. They just beat France.
No, tied, no?
No. Oh, they tied in the end? Well, it felt like a defeat for France. Algeria, Morocco, Turkey, Senegal, and Paraguay. Herc, what's your pick?
You know, I am so tempted to take Japan, but they got some injuries up front. I think could really do them into the special run they were thinking about. Switzerland is that perennial second-round team. They're probably due. Morocco, would it really be a surprise? I just saw Senegal play the U.S. I'm going to pass on this one. You know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with Gustavo Alfaro's team, and they're actually in the group with the U.S. men's national team. And this is why I'm taking Gustavo Alfaro's team. Costa Rica beats Paraguay in Copa America, and Paraguay goes, our team is terrible. Who's the coach who just beat us? It's Gustavo Alfaro. They fire their coach. In comes Gustavo Alfaro for World Cup qualifying, the rest of it, and they go on a ridiculous run. A 9-game unbeaten run. They only lose once in 12 games. They only receive 6 goals, and they beat the likes of Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. They defend like crazy. A few special players up top in transition, and they are overly physical. This is a tournament team, and they don't need to score many goals. They just need to grind out games. I think this team has the potential to grind out a lot of games at the World Cup and surprise a lot of people.
By the way, Ivory Coast beat France.
They did.
Today. I don't know why I doubted myself. I will never doubt myself anymore.
I stopped watching
Janusz.
with 10 minutes to go. Paraguay, 2-0 United States in the first game against Paraguay. So there goes that theory for you.
Oh, that happened? When happened?
No, I'm telling you what's going to happen.
Oh.
No, but
seen the
we've
future.
talked about Morocco and the darlings of the last World Cup. This African Cup of Nations. I'm not sure who won that whole thing. We talk about the Senegal. We talk about Morocco. But let's forget that. I'm going to go with Algeria, and I'll tell you why. To be quite honest, just watched them against Holland, and they beat the Netherlands just the other day. But, as you get closer, you sort of always know a little bit about everything, right? But sometimes you need to take a look. There's so many teams in this World Cup. And I wrote it down. I'm saying to myself, Riyad Mahrez, whom I still love. I don't care where he plays. I remember him from Manchester City. Outstanding players. Ben Sebaini in Dortmund. Bentaleb in Lille. That Bentaleb that Spurs fans probably... I don't know if they remember. It's been a while. But, they're an experienced team. They love playing with each other and for each other. Awar, of course, Ain't Nuri, who had a great season at Wolves. Obviously, moving to Manchester City, didn't play a ton.
When he played well.
Yeah, when he did play, very, very versatile as well. And the youngster, Ibrahim Mazda, absolutely outstanding. Eintracht Frankfurt, our producer, Costa, and they have another from Eintracht Frankfurt, Chaibi, as well. This is for our producer, Costa Karapidis, because that's his team, Eintracht Frankfurt. But Mazda, anyway, a future star, if not already. And I'm thinking, okay, Argentina, Austria, and Jordan in the group. I think they're capable of coming second, and who knows, maybe springing a surprise. I just feel that they will be a very good, steady tournament team.
Now, the VAR is kind of high in terms of what we define as being a surprise during the World Cup. Usually making it all the way to the semifinals. We'll see if Algeria can make it that far, but they definitely do have the talent to be one of those squads.
Group first.
Group first, step by step. So, my surprise will be the host nation, the U.S. men's national team. And here's why. I have said on this very same show, ever since Mauricio Pochettino signed to be the head coach, I thought this team will make the semifinals. They do have the talent. They have a lot of talented players. Granted, not all of them are reaching the World Cup at the peak of their qualities, at the peak of performance. But what we saw over the weekend leads me to believe that Mauricio Pochettino finally nailed it. And I feel like